there's nothing like cracking that cellophane, pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
This is Jordan from Archaia, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's a huge honor and privilege to bring Mr. Jordan Pilsitz, drummer of Archaia, on the show. Archaia is currently working on creating and recording their music at this time, and will have an EP or album out hopefully pretty soon. So you want to check out Archaia's singles off their Bandcamp page, Corporate Faith and Strength Restored. And I got to say, these two singles, man, so badass. And I'm not just saying it because you're on here. These are really good. Strength Restored is very, very good from you guys. So kudos to you all.
Hey, well, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it.
So how you been doing, and how excited are you to hopefully get back out and do some local shows, or maybe do a little tour possibly here soon, shortly?
Well, we've been feeling pretty good about things. We've been working together as a band for over a year now, just, honing our sound and getting ourselves fine-tuned. We're all excited to be playing live. We actually have a show lined up in April, mid-April in Reading, Pennsylvania, and we just been working real hard, and we've been in the studio, throughout the past year. So, yeah, we're pretty excited.
Did you find yourself doing anything differently other than working on music, such as like collecting or catching up on anything during this pandemic?
Just basically working, and as we all get older, it's hard to find time to play music, but, we get together every week and we play, and we just make time for it. So it's kind of, just fighting the good fight, just like everybody else.
You played in many bands, Jordan. What sets Archaia from other bands that you played in, and what sets this band aside from the rest of them?
Most of the other bands, I've always come from a heavier music background myself. I've played in a lot of, rock bands, punk bands, but mostly metal bands. What sets Archaia apart from the other bands is Archaia is, I guess, a culmination of all of our skill levels, at our maximum current capacity. We've all come a long way skill-wise, and Archaia is basically just us trying to push our limits, to see how heavy we can go and how melodic we can go and how technical we can go.
Playing in Archaia, do you like this better as far as like punk music, stuff like that, or does it even really matter to you?
Well, at this point, I'm just happy to be able to play music, but I definitely enjoy Archaia, more because it's heavy. I've always liked heavier stuff. I've always been more into the, the technical side of metal, the melodic side. So yeah, I enjoy playing this type of music. Archaia is definitely a reflection of that.
Now, Archaia has been recording since last May, and currently you guys have 4 songs done. Are you almost finished with recording songs right now? And is this going to be an EP or an album release, or have you guys made that decision yet?
Well, we haven't really made a decision of whether or not it's going to be an EP or an album. However, we have 5 songs now, because just last weekend we recorded our 5th song, and we're planning on recording 8 in total. And we kind of just been spreading it out over the past year as we can afford to get in the studio time-wise and financially-wise. So we are planning to do 8.
Do you guys have any music that was previously not put on an album or anything like that you could throw in, or no? Or is this all new stuff for Archaia?
This is all new stuff from Archaia. Yeah, we've been playing these songs, though, for over a year. We've had them done and written for over a year now. We've just been kind of perfecting them, and as we go in the studio with the sound engineer, he helps us even perfect them even more. So it's just been a long process.
Creating these songs, did it challenge you guys as a band because of COVID, bringing this album to life so far? Were there many challenges due to COVID?
Well, yes, there was some challenges, as far as, getting together and our practice space being closed for a while, but it's all back opened up now to full capacity. But that's about the extent of it. We've still been able to get together and make time, even with the pandemic and COVID and everything. So it's still pushing along. It hasn't held us back too much.
Are you guys a little nervous right now releasing any singles off this upcoming album or EP due to not being able to tour and plus play local stuff right now? Are you guys a little nervous right now?
To be honest with you, yeah, we're not sure what's going to happen. And I mean, we're hoping we're able to play live at all, at this point. So we're excited and nervous at the same time.
Right now, with these 5 songs that's already completed, is there a front runner so far that is going to be the lead single? Possibly, or you guys made that decision yet?
I would say the first track there, The Corporate Faith, I believe that's going to be our title track.
Good choice.
Either that one or either Corporate Faith or Heavy Chains.
What's impressed or excited you the most, Jordan, about making this upcoming album or EP? What sticks out the most for you so far? A moment, possibly, or just the creating of the album? What was it, possibly?
Well, the best part that I was impressed with so far is when we were in the studio, the sound engineer, Logan, from Rockmill Industries, he is a great sound engineer and producer. And when I heard those drums that we recorded, the sounds he gets out of the drums are just amazing. He's great at what he does. So I was really excited about the drum sounds in particular.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on this upcoming EP or album? I know it must change every time that you listen to it or every time you guys talk about it, but are there any that stand out for you possibly so far?
Oh, definitely Corporate Faith. That's just a heavy-hitting track. It's got everything. It's got the ground and pound. It's got the melody. It's got the clean parts. It's just an overall great track.
And it grabs your attention, both of these songs, Corporate Faith and Strength Restored. I mean, these songs, honestly, man, it makes you take attention to you guys. If you walk into a club and you're not into this band or grabs your attention, then there's something wrong, badly.
Well, yeah, man, I agree. I think just about anybody could get something out of these songs. I think they sound good. They have parts that could appeal to anybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't care what kind of music you'd be into. So that's another thing I like about this Archaia. Our music is, it's not just constant, screaming or constant singing. It's, it's got some melody to it.
Yeah. You guys are not a band that goes 1,000 miles an hour on every song. There's different peaks and valleys in these songs, if that makes sense.
Right. See, as I progressed as a musician, I used to be all about, speed and extreme drumming. But as I've grown in age, I focus a little more on groove and melody now. And that's just how I progress as a musician. I guess as I'm getting older, I'm getting a little more tired, and I'm not worried about going as fast. But I do enjoy the groove.
Was there a song that you guys were working on that totally ended up sounding different or took a major turn when it was brought to the table for you guys?
Well, off the top of my head, I can think of in Strength Restored, Mitch, our singer. He definitely came up with some really great vocal parts in that song. And he, I think he hit it out of the park. And I really wasn't sure how his vocals were going to sound on that track because it was actually, he was kind of writing. Mitch was the last person to join the band. So when we recorded that song, he was actually still in the writing process of that track. And after he was done recording it, I was like, man, this guy, he sounded great. I was really, really surprised with how great those vocals sounded on that song.
What's he brought to the table for this band that may have been missing, possibly, if anything?
He definitely brought the great vocal parts. Mitch is a great singer with this genre of music. He's got power. He's got he has the range. He can hit the low notes. He can hit the high notes. And he has a great mid-range, too. I think, he brought a great addition to the band.
Now, you guys are working with producer, his name's Logan at Rockmill Industries. How is working with Logan? Does he get something out of you guys that maybe somebody else might not have gotten possibly if you went another route?
Well, I think so, because Logan, he comes from a background of rock and metal, and he's actually a drummer himself. And he is, he's just been involved with the music scene around here. And I think he was a great choice, given his background, not only with just the local scene around here, but, his background in the heavy metal genre. And he just has a working knowledge of how, metal music should sound, how it should come across on a recording. So I was really happy with our choice to go with him.
So since being with Archaia, do you see the band still musically growing or even being challenged as musicians so far?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're trying to, every time we play, we kind of push ourselves a little bit to come up with something a little more creative or, come up with a little bit different of a time signature in a certain part. And sometimes we'll even go back on the older material and go back through it and say, wow, wouldn't this be cool if we did this little interlude here and, or changed up this part a little bit. But yeah, we're always evolving and trying to, perfect what we've already done and what we're doing moving forward. Our newer stuff is getting more and more exciting.
Yeah, and I've always said this before in a lot of interviews, if you're not going outside that box or pushing yourself, then what's the point? Because eventually it's just going to get stale.
Absolutely. Yep, and we try to avoid that at all costs. We're always trying to push ourselves and go outside the box.
Jordan, what do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of Archaia's music in general? What do you hope somebody gets from it?
Well, I hope anybody that's listening to Archaia, they enjoy it. I hope that it gives them some inspiration if they're a musician, and I hope that it inspires people to come out and want to see us play someday.
What made you want to become a musician? What was it spark possibly for you, if you can recall, maybe?
Well, I grew up going to Catholic school, and I had to go to church every week, and I always saw the drum set up there. And one day I asked if I could learn to play, and then they started letting me play in math for church, and then I just got a taste for it. And I felt myself getting better. I felt myself improving. And as a young kid, I would even practice a little bit, and I just got better and better. And when I was a teenager, I picked up the double bass pedal, and then I started to mess around with that, and then I started to listen to different bands like Megadeth and Pantera, and they became my main influences. And it was just always about getting better and better and better.
Jordan was kicked out of church playing Black Sabbath's Fairies Wear Boots, so he went wild one day. He's like, no, leave me alone. I'm in a drum solo. Leave me be. Is there anything that surprised you so far with the support that Archaia has gotten, possibly like from overseas or anything like that? Has anything stuck out so far for you as far as support-wise?
Well, we haven't been out there yet that much. I don't think we've had our name out there enough to get any support in that way, but that's what we're hoping in the future. And we're definitely hopeful about the future in that aspect.
And I got to know this. I know you had a lot of music growing up, but did you have that one specific go-to album that you had to have that affected you as far as, giving you inspiration or made you not want to give up on your music?
Yes, I'd say Megadeth, Rust in Peace.
Oh, great album. Great album.
Yes.
So,
I still listen to it to this day.
When can we expect this out, possibly, whatever that you guys are planning on doing? If you can give a roundabout date, maybe, possibly.
I would say hopefully by the end of summer, the beginning of fall. Okay. That would be my hope.
All right, Jordan, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, all this stuff when it all gets back together? How can folks just stay in touch with you all?
Well, they could visit us on our Facebook, the Bandcamp, the SoundCloud. I think we're on Spotify. So any of those outlets, there is a way to get a hold of us.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Okay. All right. This is Jordan from Archaia, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up for you. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Hour Podcast. Get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and you want to subscribe to our YouTube link so that way you do not miss out on every interview that we have. And plus, we have giveaways on every tier that we complete. We're almost on every platform that's out there, so you want to check us out. And also, get out and support Archaia. Check this band out. Check them out on their SoundCloud, Facebook page, Bandcamp. Do not sleep on this band. They have some great music out. And I'm not saying that just because Jordan's on here, but legit, they do have some good music. Check them out. So, Jordan, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck, and anything you need, just please don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Hey, thank you very much, John. I appreciate you.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.